So, Dick, then it was discovered after Enron blew apart that Proskauer was utilizing the technologies that Rubenstein's patent pool, MPEGLA, controlled. And Proskauer actually now controlled MPEG through acquisition of Rubenstein. So my patent firm acquired control of the MPEG patent pools immediately after meeting me when they bought Rubenstein's intellectual property group from a law firm, Meltzer Lippy. And Meltzer's where Rubenstein really worked with his partner in crime, Joao, when I originally met them. And again, Dick, initially Rubenstein and Joao were represented to me and the investors in the companies as Proskauer partners when they really weren't transferred there yet, when Proskauer hadn't acquired them. And Proskauer basically acquired this patent department and this pool to control that because they had the intent of stealing my technologies and saw MPEG as the way to roll the technologies out with a group of lawyers who basically, by the way, Dick, and the Justice Department has always broken up patent pools for the reason that they are dubious in nature and do cause illegal antitrust violations. Here it's no different. Again, we find lawyers finding a way to become collectors of royalties that are owed to inventors through the pooling. They don't actually invent anything, Dick, except bills that are invented bills. They're technically invented bills. And that's what a patent pooling scheme is really all about. It's a way for dirty lawyers to create a monopoly market, push inventors out, create standards, and control these technologies and the royalties while they're knocking out mon-pon inventors like myself. And, remember, Dick, these people are stealing patents from good people. These are all hardworking kids that built this concept. They're all great investors. They're people who believed in it and put their money into it, and only to find out this, that our trusted, lawyers are ripping us off at the same time we're paying them $1 million+ for intellectual property protections. It's actually crazy. Anyways, back to where we were. The Proskauer at the time was basically a real estate law firm. And so right after my inventions, they opened their intellectual property department, which is all centered around my technologies, with Rubenstein heading now the Proskauer intellectual property group, and Proskauer through Rubenstein and his sole evaluator, creator of MPEG background. We now have a situation where my attorneys effectively have become my biggest competitor and are trying to muscle me out, to actually murder me out, and we'll get to that in a minute, and steal from the investors the inventions and put them into the pool they control. Basically what they do is tie and bundle them illegally, but tying and bundling is an illegal legal term for putting the inventions onto a license and licensing somebody else's invention that way. So, you're not allowed to tie and bundle, but that's exactly what MPEG has done with my product. They tie and bundle the product to their license. Without my technology, MPEG would be back at that little bitty tiny screen they had working prior to my inventions. And that's all they would be able to stream or encode for, basically rendering, like I said, useless without my technology. So that's why they had, Rubenstein had to steal this technology, because he probably saw it as the most competitive threat to his actual patent pool that he had already started prior to meeting me. But, he only had a few licensees. Now, because of me, there's thousands of licensees, etc. But anyways, Dick, we were competing with our patent attorneys. I mean, that's just mind-blowing, despite the obvious and overwhelming conflicts that poses. So, anyways, in fact, Rubenstein's lackey, this Raymond Anthony Joao out of Yonkers, who worked for Meltzer Lippy with Rubenstein before Rubenstein transferred to Proskauer, this guy's such a scum that he even placed 90 patents in his own name, Dick. And some of them were lifted directly out of our patent disclosures, our trade secrets, and our business plan. I mean, that's beyond unbelievable in the history of patents. The guy became more inventive, Dick, than Edison. 90 plus patents in his own name. And again, a lawyer couldn't invent anything other than how to steal royalties from an inventor, which is a funny story, by the way, Dick, because when I filed my original complaint with the patent office, I filed it in the form of an actual patent invention. So when I filed a complaint with the U.S. Patent Office, I filed it as an invention for system and method of fraud on the United States Patent Office by registered patent agents. And that's still the complaint that's being investigated as of this day, and it was filed several years ago. But we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, the conflicts were overwhelming, Dick. They not only became our main competitors, they then tried to wipe us out. And eventually, Dick, they even placed a bomb in my family minivan. And that's right, a bomb is determined by the fire investigator, this guy Rick Lee. And it was so powerful, Dick, that it blew up 3 cars next to it. And if you give me a second, I'm going to take my camera and show you what that looks like, how serious this bomb was. Okay, Dick, I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yep, I can.
Okay, hold on. Can you see that?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down and show you those
Decimated
pictures.
Cars. That's yours?
Yep, that minivan right there. It was so powerful, Dick, it blew up 3 cars. Take a look at that's the inside where my kids would have been. That's where my wife and kids would have been sitting.
And I understand it was only a few minutes, time frame, and they would have been in the car.
That's correct. That is correct. We were just about to get into the car, and take a look where the bomb was in the front. And this is just some powerful stuff. And again, Dick, I think now you might know why and I don't know how my camera, how I just put that back, but hopefully good.
Yep.
You can see those images by going to the website, iviewit.tv. And, Dick, now you can see that wasn't a car bombing in Iraq, Dick. It was right here in Boynton Beach, Florida. And that's why I do believe the founders put the protection of the inventor right up there in Article 1, Dick, because we need all the protection of the Constitution, because when you invent something, people are going to try to take it from you, whether it's your lawyers or the automobile companies. And the better your invention is, the harder you're going to have to fight for it. Nothing ever comes easy, Dick, or at least not in my life. Nothing has ever come easy. Of course, the inventions did, but holding on to them has been a whole new ball game. But nonetheless, you can see that this is a very serious matter now, and elevated this, to the point where, it's very scary when you have 3 young boys to have a bomb put into your car. It's a, definite kind of extortionary threat against you. It elevates this to attempted murder, as federal judges noted in my federal RICO case. And again, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. But, all right, let's go back for a minute and get back to where we were in the story. It was after we initially learned that Joao was patenting in his name, we fired Joao, right, at that point. And we retained another referral that Proskauer brought in, partner Chris Wheeler, the first guy who saw the inventions for Proskauer, his good friend at Foley and Lardner, a guy, William Dick.